Infinities, 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 infinities. Oh, you're probably wondering why I'm repeating infinities, because this f***ing idiot couldn't say the word infinities. Learn to f***ing read, you idiot. Enjoy the video. Hello Fifis, it's me, Daily1000, back again with a Star Wars The Black Series figure review. Today we're going to be continuing on our look at the comic book series of figures that Hasbro have released for this year. I know it's been some time since we had a look at the Black Black Coruscant, Black Croissant figure that we gave an absolutely scolding review of. Links up there if you want to check that out. And so today we're going to be having a look at Darth Vader. Infinities. What makes Darth Vader Infinities different, I hear you ask? Well, we shall get into that in the review. Thank you very much. As these are figures based off of comic books, this is based off of the Dark Horse Infinities comic of Return of the Jedi. This is the only Dark Horse inspired comic book figure that they've done for this year. Last year was very, very Dark Horse heavy, which is very nice to see. Everything else has been predominantly Marvel comic book based, with Leia, Creel, and Black Croissant. But here we have Dark Horse edgy Darth Vader. And well, of course, you've got the comic book artwork for the front cover there. Star Wars Return of the Jedi with Luke, Leia and Vader. That didn't happen in Return of the Jedi. Well, that's the whole point of it, because in the comic book of Infinities, it's effectively a what-if sort of series. They're like little short-run comics, from what I understand. And this one was based on Return of the Jedi. And it's kind of like, well, what if the events at Jabba's palace didn't happen like they did in the film? And how we get to this with Leia and Luke confronting Vader and Palpatine on the Death Star. Oh, what would happen? I'll tell you what happened. Sorry for spoilers if you want to read it. It's on Wikipedia and that's all I did, because I don't read comics, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, a bit of integrity there from my end. So effectively what happens is this, where Luke and Leia confront Vader and Palpatine on the Death Star, and then the big grand reveal of, oh, me and Leia are brother and sister. And Vader's like, oh, mamma mia, I'm my daddy. The Emperor escapes. Vader and Luke and Leia all go off to the Home One, which is the ship, the Mon Calamari ship. So Vader sachets away, and Shantae, he stays. Bit of a RuPaul bit there, but so that's basically what happens. Vader redeems himself back to Anakin and gets himself a nice little wardrobe change as well. That's where the comic kind of ends.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
So here it is. That's what this figure is based on. Here's the packaging. Again, like I said, you've got the comic book artwork there. Infinities, Darth Vader. A ton of legal garb. On the spine, you've got Darth Vader. Infinities. There with a picture of Darth Vader. Star Wars The Black Series, of course. All the way around, like with all these comic book figures, you've got panels from the comic all the way around that, which is very, very nice. It has a very comic book feel, because when you open it up as well, a nice picture of Vader there from the comic. And there's also a bio there, of course, which I will include in the description down below. And of course the character, well, the figure rather, there. That was a Black Series, kind of like the standard Black Series old affair that we used to have. You've got a bit of Velcro to keep it nice and secure. Yeah, there it is. That's the inside of that. Then on the back, you've got Vader sashaying away with a load of legal garb surrounding him, which is just lovely. That's the packaging out the way and done with. It's rather nice. I do like the packaging. It is predominantly what I would say that you're paying for with this thing, annoyingly. So let's take a look at the figure itself and deep dive into that, and if it's worth it or not. It's probably not, but here we go. There's the white Darth Vader boy. I should really not like this, because it's £30. £30 for a reused figure, just repainted. And I believe this is from the first ever Black Series Vader they did, just repainted in white. £30 again, people, for this. That's all this comic book line of figures are. Repaints with very minimal to no new tooling, which is very cheeky on Hasbro's part in the fact that they're charging 30 quid for it, but then it's due to the box. would be their argument, I'm assuming. Spending that amount of money on a figure that's complete reuse is not a good feeling. But I still did it anyway. I always thought the white Darth Vader would be the one they would do first. When they said they were doing a comic book line of figures, I was like, oh sweet, definitely going to be doing a white Darth Vader, it'll probably be in the first wave. They didn't. They surprised me with that. I was like, well done Hasbro, you surprised me for once. They did this finally in the second assortment. And I have to say, it's probably one of the better ones. Black Chrysanthemum is definitely on the bottom end of that in any list. But this white Darth Vader, he's fine. He's just very overpriced for what he is. But with the price to the back of our head, Hasbro does win me over with weird little repaints like this, as we've come to know with the Droids Boba Fett that they did. Link up there if you want to check that review out. This scratches my little itch just because it harks me back to the beautiful 3 3/4 inch line of comic packs that they used to do. And I never did get the white Darth Vader and Leia, surprisingly. That was one that, for some reason, it was really easy to get, but I just didn't bother with it. So, to finally have a white Darth Vader in one's collection is a bit of a joy, to be honest. An expensive joy, nonetheless, but a joy. So, here he is, with that little rant out the way and done with. The helmet, I have to say, is really lovely. Of course, it's white, very gloss on the dome there. And of course the eye visor or lenses. They've got this very nice cold silvery blue coloration to them, which is just really nice, really pops. Mouthpiece there. And the armour as well. The chest box, which is painted very nicely. All around the belt you've got some nice little additional paint apps there. Of course the crotch piece to protect Darth Vader's burnt balls. And you've got all the way down his leggies, the armour for his legs as well. Yeah, it's a Darth Vader just repainted white. There's nothing particularly special about it other than, oh, it's white. The fabric's alright. You know, it's quite heavy and sits fairly nicely. The only accessory that this figure comes with, which I think is the biggest letdown for me, is the lightsaber. Of course, it's the classic Darth Vader lightsaber. And in all fairness, I don't think you really see him wield a lightsaber in this costume in the comics. If you want to correct me on that, because I don't read comics, feel free to. I'll take the loss on that. That's not a problem. But yeah, they gave him a red lightsaber. You can remove the beam, and you can store the lightsaber because it uses the old loop-de-doo method of storing lightsabers onto his belt there, which I will demonstrate for you. And that just sits quite nicely on there like that. It's very loose, I do have to admit, so you want to be careful with that. If you want to do in some more vanilla sort of posing, you can do that. That's nice. I just do wish that they maybe did include. I know this might rustle some people's jimmies, but it's okay. Calm down. It's just a personal little preference that would be nice to see, particularly for the price point that you paid for this guy. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it would have been nice if they just included a different beam. Like if they included a blue lightsaber beam that you could interchange with the red one, that would have been nice, just because obviously he's redeemed himself. White Darth Vader. I know he doesn't use the lightsaber as far as I'm aware. If you want to correct me in the comic, but it would have been nice just to have something a bit additional to that, extra, a little pizzazz on that boy. So in terms of articulation with this boy, he has a ball jointed head. There's a hinge in there as well, so it's kind of like looking down, but there's no ball joint in the neck, so you can't actually do the full looking down thing. Very limited. It's a lot more limited than most figures that we're getting nowadays. It's got ball jointed shoulders. Actually, oh, I might have told you something wrong, boyos and girls. This might not be reuse. Okay, he has butterfly joints in there. I can't recall a Vader figure having butterfly joints in there. Okay, this is slightly gone up in my book. I've got one up there, but I don't think that had butterfly joints because that came out when last I need to correct myself here. I'm fuming. My autism's acting up. Come on, you. Right. This is the Last Jedi Vader that came out in the Thrawn wave. So this isn't the same sculpt as this, but that doesn't have butterfly joints. But this does. This has butterfly joints. Oh, okay. That goes to show why I should check my figures before doing the review. So he has butterfly joints in there. Are very limited in terms of movement, just because of obviously these soft goods bits of rope here. But ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed elbows, ball jointed wrists, ball jointed torso, ball jointed hips with the swivels at the tops of the thighs, double hinged knees, and ball jointed ankles with the rocker joints. So I think it's been a bit of a kit bash of figures. I have a feeling it might use the body, the base body here, from the more recently released Vader, which I don't actually have. Outside of postcard, because I'm not overly familiar with Vader sculpts. I know there's been a lot of Vader figures come out. The more you know. Really good articulation, as you'd come to expect with Black Series. I mean, this guy has a very different vibe to him. There's a bit more of a less menacing presence that you kind of get from Vader. There's still a presence there, though. He's not lost that. Don't get that twisted. Noble. It's a very noble look to this. But yeah, I am digging this boy. I'm digging him. But I'm still not 100% sold on the £30 price mark for him. There he is. It's a white Darth Vader and it's £30. It's up to you if you want to get it. Your mileage is going to vary. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is me, Danny, so sign out. Thank you very much for watching.